Hello. How you doing? I haven't really been on lately, but been doing videos. I don't know if you've seen any of it, but that's what I've been focusing on really. I thought I'd try and put my mind to trying to think of video ideas and whatnot. It's just with the live streaming, it just things just started to kind of get to me a bit, and just I don't know. Okay, just go away. This is what I mean. You just get these kind of negative people, eh? So I have to kind of deal with on here. But I should have probably just blocked them all, really. But I don't know. But someone was saying don't block them all because the algorithm will punish you for it. So what are you supposed to do? But then I'm like, if I become like a slave to the algorithm, then that's probably just gonna make me feel miserable and just. So I've been kind of like contemplating things with the channel and where I want it to go. And some of you might have seen the video that I made. So I made this video where I was like kind of just a bit kind of frustrated with things, and just so I've been doing this channel for quite a while now, and just feels like things are stagnating, and I don't know. I can't be doing with stagnation really. I want it to actually build into something, but it just doesn't feel like it is. And that could be my fault. Maybe I'm just too kind of, I don't know really. It's like if people come to my channel, then they watch my stuff, then they're like, oh, is this a fitness channel? Is this what is it? And then if they see me live, then they're like, I'm not doing fitness or something. And then they're like, oh, well, what is it then? Okay, Daniel, what's this? WhatsApp. Hello, George. What are you saying? The model? What are you saying? What model? What are you talking about? Anyway, what's that? I don't know what you're saying, Daniel, but anyway, welcome in everybody. Hello, Flashpoint. Yeah, so I just had to take some time out of going live because it was just getting too much for me. Like the whole kind of constantly feeling judged, constantly feeling like I have to perform, just gets draining. So I had to just take a step back, just focus more on content really, and just trying to just put some videos out. But unfortunately, the videos just don't seem to really be getting pushed out. Well, I've got nearly 5,000 subs, but yet my videos are not even getting 100 views. Like, I don't know what's going on. Why is hardly anyone seeing my videos? I mean, it's kind of pathetic, really. Like, but it's not helping my views. It's just kind of, hello, nature is love forever. How you doing? What's your name? Welcome in here. I don't know what's going on really, but I should at least get a few hundred views per video with the number of subs that I have, but no, I'm English. I don't know what's going on. Just the hell. These comments again. Okay, well, just go away then. Just go away. If you think I'm annoying, then just go away then. So, like, why did I even bother coming on now? Starting with an A. Oh, really? Why don't you say, is it anonymous or something? Hello, Andrea. How you doing? Hope you're doing well. Hello, Bresim Smana. How are you doing? I don't know. It's just I had to stop going live for a bit. What boost my channel? What are you talking about? I don't know. It just gets annoying and draining. So I was like, why did I even bother coming on right now? All right, okay. Well, you got all your paperwork done. That's good then. Glad to hear you got that done. Like the live, everybody. Oh really? I don't know. Microphone. I don't have a. I mean, I've got the thing on my computer, but I don't go live on there. I don't go live on my, I mean, unless I just went onto the restream and did it that way, but thank you for liking. So I was using the webcam to go live, but people were saying that it's better quality camera or something. Don't know if it's my phone or what, but don't know if my phone's fucked or if it's just the phone itself. I don't know. Anyway, I have to make 2 dozens of fritters, apples, or peaches and cream it. I don't know if it would really make that much difference to the views and stuff, but I don't know. I'd have to do it to like a whatever, to a location that's not my address, because I don't want to give out my address if you're going to do that. But anyway, hope everyone's well. If you're new here, hit the subscribe button. We've got 27 people here apparently. Say hello if you're watching. But yeah, apples and peaches and cream are cool. Yeah. So I hope you enjoy that. I just had to take some time out of going live. It was just, and people were saying I weren't like reading half the comments or something. It's just some of the comments just drain me. It's just, when they're several lines long and stuff, and it just, I don't know, it's hard for me to really process it all in real time, and people are expecting me to give a response right away. You know what I mean? Did you not see my videos? I've been posting long form videos. Yeah, sometimes people don't even check that because they put it into different sections now. I kind of don't like that, because if they just put everything together, then people would then see your lives, and then they'll see your other content as well. But they've all separated all the different content out now, separated the shorts, everything. So then it's like, if they look for your shorts and then they don't see other content, it's just, everything's all kind of compartmentalized now. I don't really like that. I liked the old system where everything was all kind of together. So you had your, like your videos and then your live streams, replays and whatever, in the same section. Nowadays, it's like your shorts and your live streams, they're all separated. They're all separate from one another. I don't know. Hello, Emily. Yeah, no, it's just, I just got fed up of it all. Just got fed up of the fucking nonsense comments, and then a bunch of just needy people with comments that are really long with several lines of text. Now, like, I can't be asked to have to deal with all that shit, People are like, oh, why don't you read all your comments? So it's like, well, people get so needy. It's like, oh, really? I didn't see that. I haven't been on TikTok today, so I don't know. It just gets draining. Just got a bunch of annoying people, and it's just, you know what I mean? I suppose, yeah, AI can help. I mean, there is some good things to AI, because they could just, I guess I could have a banner or something and it could just create that for me. So that's the thing. It's like, it's like you can try and use things to your advantage. That's the thing, is people complain about everything, but then there is good things. It's like there's good things to social media as well. We have to try and learn to leverage it where we can. Instead of trying to complain about the bad, it's like try and focus on the good that it has. Yeah, there's some bad things that it's being used for, but so I quite like the AI overview stuff. It's like, it just helps me kind of like, if I want to find out something, then I'll just use that. It's just a lot easier. It's just, it compiles everything into one kind of space instead of having to like go on a whole bunch of different websites to find bits of information. It just has it all kind of, sort of compiled into one sort of, bite-sized sort of, you know what I mean? Hello, Irina. Good to see you. How you doing? I don't know. I don't know how much of a difference that makes, but I could have a look now and see what I can do. let's just put in something about it, and I don't know. I don't know why it would really make that much of a difference, though. Whether I have a banner or not, it's like if they see the content and they like it, then I'm trying to start doing the thumbnails. I don't know if you've noticed with the videos, but we'll see if that helps. But I don't know. I've tried doing that stuff before, but I'm trying it a little bit different now. Trying different style of text on the thumbnails, but I don't know whether it makes that much of a difference. Yeah. So let's see. Free AI YouTube banner maker. Let's see what they have for that. Well, there's an Adobe one, so let's have a look at that one. Probably have it sign in or some shit. Yeah. I suppose, yeah, it could be like, yeah. Anyway. Alright, hang on. What's this? No, I don't want premium. No, I'm not interested in that. Go away. So it's continue as a guest. Okay, let's do that then. Right, so what's it? So let's go into say, what would I put into it then? Hello, Ryan. How you doing? I'll just put like, hello, Natasha. I think so. How you doing? Hope you're well. See what it comes up with. Yeah. It's a lot easier than having to like do it all yourself, isn't it? It can just make things a lot easier to do. Hello, Umar, Ellie. Whatever. Okay, now. Okay. Why did I even bother coming on there? I was asking for a banner. Hang on. A YouTube banner or something. How do I find that? There isn't a section for that, is there? YouTube. We've got YouTube thumbnail. But I'm looking for a YouTube banner, not a YouTube thumbnail necessarily. I suppose I could use a YouTube thumbnail. Maybe that could help, but hello, Nitesh. How you doing? What's that? How do I make a YouTube a banner then? I don't know. Maybe I can't do it with that one. Maybe I use Canva or something. I'll have to have a look at. I don't know. GPT. I've tried. I don't know. Like, how do you do it with Chat GPT? Yeah, YouTube banner or something. Let's have a look. Fucking hell. I probably shouldn't be trying to do it on here, but I haven't got anything else to do right now. So I might as well just do it whilst I'm on live. And if people want to be here, then they can be here. But yeah, I'm from the UK. I only speak British. So how do you actually do it through ChatGPT? Because ChatGPT only comes up with text for me, so I don't know, maybe there's a different one. You said ChatGPT, but I know I've done ChatGPT before, but it's only for text, the one that I use. So what's Zelen are you talking about? Is there a different one or something? I don't know. I thought it was just for text or something, that one. Let's have a look. See if it works. I don't know if like a rocket and a dumbbell really. I don't know. I don't know if that's really the best idea, but yeah. Let's just see what I can do. But how are you doing, everybody? Anyway. Oh, really? Yeah, I'm all right. Yeah. So what's this? But for YT. Anyway, let's see what it does then. Well, this is YT Banner Creator 5.2. This is the one I'm using right now. Don't know if I'm on the right thing here, but we'll see. Hello, GPS. How you doing? I'll just go on the regular one, I guess, then. So I thought it just came up with text on ChatGPT or something. Let's have a look. All right, GPT on your phone. Oh yeah. Okay, see you later. Hello, Amina Baker. How you doing? Hope you're well today. Okay, right. So see. Okay. Oh, it does. You're right. See what it comes up with. No, you have to help yourself. Oh, what the hell. But that's not really for a banner. It's not the right shape, is it? I mean, well, I said for a banner. It needs to be in the right proportion. See what it comes up with. Yeah. Hang on. No, what the hell? What's the actual proportions that it sort of needs. It's like I'll have to just try and see if this works. Let's try this out. See if this works. Anyway, hope you're all doing well. So let's go to customize channel, and then that way we can customize banner. So we got banner image, upload, and then let's go with this. Then let's try this. No, it's just gonna cut off most of it. Huh? The hell? It says, well, that's not good, is it? Viewable on all devices. Well, that's fucking shit, isn't it? So it's only gonna show a bit on. I mean, like, how is that? It's only gonna show like a bit of it. Basically, it cuts off. Say to make it in the correct dimensions. I mean, I could try, but yeah. It's just sometimes it doesn't really listen to you. Here we go. Let's see if it works now. Okay. Let's see. All right. How we doing, everybody, anyway? No one's hardly saying anything, so check out my videos when you get chance, guys, because they're not really getting a lot of views. So if you can just help me out with the, just, put it on in the background or something, because it will help my channel out if you do that. So I would appreciate it if people could do that. Right, I've tried again, but it's just done the same thing. So I don't know. Hang on. Wait a sec. Yeah, it's just done it in the same dimensions again. So what am I supposed to do? Is there a way that I can actually... I don't get it. It's only going to show like a bit of the banner. Oh, cool, Andrea. That's good. Hello, Maddie. How you doing? So it's not going to show most of the banner unless you're viewing it on TV. What a load of crap. You know what I mean? It's just like, so what am I supposed to do then? Because like, if it's not going to show most of it, then that's useless then, isn't it? Unless I take it into like Canva or something and see if I can do something with that. Maybe I could try and put it into Canva, and then they can maybe like put it into the right dimensions or something. I don't know. To where it's going to be like compatible for YouTube or something. I don't know. Let's have a look and see, like, create. Yeah, just put YT banner. Keep the chat flowing, everybody. Yeah. I don't know. Like, does that shit even really matter that much? I've seen people with not the best lighting and people who shouldn't really, on paper, really do that well, but somehow they just have the right way of doing things, like that none of the other shit matters. I don't know, like, because I think that if you've got good things to say, that all the rest of the shit doesn't matter. But I've also seen a lot of channels where they've got the best production and they get fuck all views. So it's not guaranteed anyway. Like, I don't know. But I've seen that a lot of channels that have really good production and they're getting fuck all views. and they've been doing it for months and months and years, even sometimes, even when they've got the best production. I've seen people with not such good production, and sometimes they can just pop off. It's just luck, I think, a lot of it. I don't know. Anyway, let's just, I don't know, let's try and put it in. It's not working. This banner thing's just not working. It's not going to end up putting it into the right dimensions. Let's try and put that one into Canva then and see if that works. So if I just stretch that out and then like put it in, hang on. It just ends up stressing me out, I just don't want to deal with stress, hate stress. It's not worth it. I don't know. I'll just try this, see if it works. If not, I'll just forget it, What's that? Oh, you have you? I don't know. I'm just going to try this one first. See if this works. This one looks pretty cool, but I don't see it like just magically suddenly getting a bunch of new subscribers instantly. Like, I don't think that's going to happen, is it? I mean, yeah, no. But I mean, I've been trying with the titles and things. Like, I've been noticing some channels where they talk about dating and things like that, and some of these videos are getting tens and hundreds of thousands of views, even more than 1 million views in some cases. So I'm looking at other channels where they're talking about similar things and trying to emulate that, but so far it's just not really doing much. So, right, let me just try and change that image. Right, let's see. So is it this one? No, cancel that. But it's just not guaranteed to show it properly on. It says viewable on all devices, so it's only going to show a small slither of it. So I don't know even if you sent it me, Andrea. That hello Midnight Dracula, hello Ryzen. Even if you sent it me, it could just do the same thing of like. But it literally just I don't know. All right, Ryzen. Well, that's what you want to think. I don't know. There's not anything I can do about that. Where it'll only show a slither of the banner. How are you gonna send it to me then? Is there some like Instagram or something or whatever? It's just too much stress for me. It's just like, fuck. I just can't be arsed with all that shit, If people like it, they like it, Does it really matter if I have a fucking banner? Shouldn't it be the content itself? If I'm talking about things that people resonate with, then that's... I don't know. I need to try and focus on lowering the drop-off rate on videos. Because I've noticed that if I look at, for example, the retention rate, so even when I do get views, it's like, well, look, let's have a look and see what it says, right? Hello, Batgirl. Yeah, but I've tried that and it doesn't work for me, really. Anyway, yeah, I've tried doing shorts and it doesn't work, so yeah, not for me anyway. And subs don't really matter anyway if it doesn't translate into revenue and engagement. Shorts just don't really seem to get a lot of engagement for me anyway. What are you saying? I don't know about that, Ryzen, but I don't know. I don't know how would I take that thing from your post or something, but chances are it would just kind of cut off most of the banner anyway. I'll just like Maybe I'll just put mine on for now and just, so we'll just see. Hang on a sec. Sorry. I don't know. Yeah, title's the thing, but hang on. Yeah, you too, Ryzen. It just stresses me out, this shit, you know? So I didn't even bother fucking coming on. I was just doing my videos and that's it, you know? Sometimes I can't even be asked to go live because you got all this kind of, all the criticism constantly coming at you. You've got all the needy people trying to like expect me to, you know, read every single fucking comment and try and fucking, you know, it just fucking pisses me off. You know? Just leave me the fuck alone. Fucking tired of it all. Sick and fucking tired. Yeah, I know. It's just, yeah, all the fucking people just like, nah, 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 nah. Just does my head in. Well, go away then. If it's tiring, just go then. Just drains. Right, let's just, I don't know. Let's just try and put this banner in. See what happens, but it's like people can be very demanding and yeah. Where it's like you feel like you can't do right for doing wrong, you know? Like you're trying and you're doing the best that you can, trying to entertain, but then feeling like you're always falling short. You know, you just feel like you're just kind of, you just can't please a lot of people, you know? They're just too needy, too dopamine fried or whatever, you know, to sit down for a minute and just be patient, you know? If they're not going to be patient, then why should I be patient, you know? Like we need to try and kind of meet in the middle or something. Yeah, I do have an email, jbmagic95@gmail.com. Yeah, I was watching this guy yesterday and I could tell he was getting agitated and something was really like irking him. Like it was just, yeah, I don't know what's going on. Seems like everyone's just kind of getting a bit bitter and just kind of pissed off. I don't know. I think people are just fed up of just in general, just nothing seems to be working out for hardly anybody. I don't know. Like the life that people were promised isn't really funny stuff always works. What you mean? Hello, M. Wells. What you mean? Oh, thank you. Hello, Timothy. No, I'm not religious. Like, let's just put this on and it's better than nothing, I guess. Like, if I just move that and then, yeah. I mean, it's something I can just have for now until I get something better, I guess. But it's just that you'll only see the full thing if you're watching it on TV. Unfortunately, that's just how it is, apparently. Why don't you just mind your own business? Humble, honest, valuable members of society. What are you talking about? What do you mean? Yeah, I know. Who's Veer Singh? Don't know who that is. Yeah. Don't know who that is, but anyway, I just need to try and, as I said, focus on myself really, but I don't know, sometimes feel like, I don't know, I don't know really. I don't even know what to feel anymore. Yeah, that's the thing, is that you can have all these ideas for something, but then you're like, oh, but I don't really want to do that, you know? Because if you don't have a passion for something, then you're not likely to stick it out, are you? This is the thing, is that people say, oh, don't follow your passion because your passion might not get you as much money or something. But it's like, well, if you're not passionate about it, you're unlikely to make money at all, because you probably just burn yourself out, because you're just going to feel like you're just selling your soul. If you feel like you're selling your soul, then why are you doing it? No amount of money is worth selling your soul for, is it? Uh, yeah. Anyway, is everyone okay? When you get a moment, I made a post. Okay. Is it actually in the right dimensions, though? Because that's the important thing. It has to be the right dimensions. Because, like I said, the one I've just put up, it cuts off most of it unless you're watching it on TV. So that's just a thing that they do, really. So it's on a post, and oh, good. Reality pilled. What are you saying? Hello, cowgirl. How you doing? Hope you're well today. So would this actually work as a banner? I don't even know if that would even work. Like I said, it'll probably just cut it off. Is there a way? I don't even know. Can I even download it or something? How would I even download that? It has to be in 25. Was it 2560 by 1440? I think it is. Those are the dimensions that the banner has to be in. Yeah. Sometimes you have to be very specific with ChatGPT. So let's try it again. Yeah, I just can't be bothered with it right now, to be honest. Let's just forget about it, Right. What's that? Yeah. All right, let's just try that one more time, see what I can get. Yeah. Anyway, is everybody okay then? Thank you for the 10 likes. Yeah, no, it's just like, but I'm trying to grow and shit, trying to build up a channel and stuff, but it's like, I need to try and figure out where I'm going wrong with it. And hello, and Danu, how you doing? Because clearly I'm doing something wrong if I'm stagnating and not growing. Let me just try this out. I don't think, again, it'll work, but oh, really, Dark Lord, that's not good. Let's just forget about the banner shit, I don't even think it's really gonna matter that much in the grand scheme of things, is it? There's more important things than having the right banner for your YouTube or something. Hang on, why is it not downloading that? What's going on? Alright, it should be downloaded now, actually. But integrate AI or so already. Okay. This way AI is not replacing jobs but enhancing them. Oh, really? Yeah, some people are afraid that AI will just take over every job because they say, oh, it will just end up replacing, like say, I've just put like a banner up, but it should be, it's just that, like I say, it cuts a lot of it off, so that's just the thing with what it does, really, unfortunately. Okay, Higan banner. Whatever. Yeah, this one will just do the same thing. So it's just, there's nothing I can do about that. I think it's just to do with the, it's just something to do with, like, yeah, depending on what device you're using, it will change it. But the banner that I've got kind of looks professional actually now. But anyway, I'll just leave it at that for now. Meaning of life. Well, maybe there isn't like an inherent meaning to life, and maybe you're supposed to just make your own. It's kind of where I'm coming to. There's this theory called absurdism. It's a philosophical. Well, it's not a theory. It's just like a philosophy of this whole idea of trying to find meaning in a universe that refuses to give it. This pursuit of meaning and purpose in a universe that feels chaotic and random. The more that I think about life and why we're here, the more I'm just confused. I was watching a video the other day that talked about this exact stuff, about how just the human mind is never going to be able to comprehend life. Like, we can't comprehend this immaterial consciousness that appears to have no weight or whatever, but yet it seems to be like the essence of the universe or something. I don't know. It's all a very, so like that we call it ethereal, whatever. It's like science will say, oh, it's to do with neuroscience or whatever, and things just happened. Consciousness just sparked into existence out of nowhere. What caused that to happen then? What was the cause of that? In the scientific theory, it's just, you're just left with all these unanswered questions of that. Hello, Rudra. Hope you're well. So, like, you're just left with all these unanswered questions of what caused consciousness. Or they just say, oh, it's just that things happened a certain way, that there just happened to be the right conditions on the right planet. It just all seems a bit. And now that then they say that, oh, well, it's because we live in a multiverse, there's infinite possibilities, and that in one of those universes, conscious life had to exist. But there is this thing about how the whole thing of, well, if consciousness needs to exist in order to validate reality, then does that mean that consciousness has been around since the start of the universe? Because according to science, consciousness just somehow emerged. But yet, surely that doesn't really add up when you think about it, the whole idea that something can exist without an observer. They were talking about this the other day about, the whole, when quantum mechanics and whatever, and the things like the double slit experiment and all that. All right, stop spamming the chat. Okay, let's get rid of all the nonsense. Just want to have a serious chat, But this is why sometimes I just kind of ignore the chat, because I just want to focus on what I have to say, and then I'll deal with the chat. Yeah, that's what I do, is I just try and focus on, my thoughts, and then I don't like to get cut off, with some really like long ass comments and some annoying ass comments. And then people complain about it, and then it's just, But yeah, so my thoughts are like, we'll never really contemplate these things fully, I don't think. We can theorize, we can speculate, but we're never really going to understand the mechanisms for things, I don't think. There's a lot that we just cannot comprehend, I believe. Like, science wants to think they've got it all figured out, I believe, a lot of them. Now, there is some that are genuinely open-minded, but they act as though consciousness can be proven to just kind of be a byproduct of the brain, rather than a fundamental part of reality. Are you being for real, or are you just trying to be ironic? I don't know if you're just trying to take the piss or something, but I'm like, what are we actually doing here? And there's this theory that we all just distract ourselves. I was watching this guy, and he said, we're all distracting ourselves, because if we had to be on our own and be without distractions, we'd be left to ponder impossible questions of like, who put us here and for what reason, if anybody did? And if nobody put us here, how the hell did we get here? How did this consciousness just emerge out of a fucking Big Bang? Somehow, just some randomness, just somehow, it just all just doesn't really add up. None of these theories add up to me. It just seemed like that everybody has their interpretation, but no one can really get to the bottom of it. Hello, Kyle, how you doing? It's like that people want to feel like they're grounded and feel like they've got their answers, whether that's through science or whether that's through religion. It gives them a sense of that's the truth to them. But if they're both being honest, then to themselves, it's like, is that actually proven, or is it just a theory or even a hypothesis? Because I come to realize that very little can actually be proven. Like, I can't even prove that anybody else even exists. It could all just be something that I've created myself, for all I know. I mean, that's it's like solipsism, but fundamentally, we can't actually disprove that. Hello, Daisy May, good to see you. How you doing? Like, we cannot disprove that. And you can say it's improbable, but we can't disprove it, though. There's nothing much that we can actually... There are certain things, like fundamental things like, the sky is blue, for example. Right, we can all pretty much agree on that. Hello, Nariko94. No, I don't know Kurdish. So like, there's certain things we just can't know. Like, there's a lot of things that we just don't seem to be able to ever answer. Maybe we'll never answer. Maybe we just don't have the ability to ever answer these things. I don't understand when people think that we can somehow upload consciousness into a computer. Like, does it really work like that? I don't know if that really could ever be. They say now they can map out the brain and somehow transfer consciousness into a computer. Like, you can transfer information into a computer, but I feel like consciousness is something that's immaterial and cannot be. You can't use some kind of material object to somehow transfer it. I don't think that really makes any sense to me. Like, I mean, maybe someone could explain how that could be possible, but I don't really understand how we can somehow upload consciousness into a computer. I don't think it works like that. We're an organic, biological system, not some kind of. The problem with computers is they are man-made pieces of technology. How can some man-made piece of technology become sentient or something? There's people that believe that computers could become sentient and they could somehow have our consciousness. It's just weird to me. It's like maybe people have just been watching too much sci-fi. I don't know. Yeah. Any favorite philosopher? I mean, I've not really looked too much into a lot of different philosophers, but I've just been kind of taking bits from different ones. But I probably need to look deeper into different philosophies and stuff. It's just I more just take things like Socrates with the Socratic method and things like that, which is more of it's not really a philosophy. It's more just a methodology of, I guess it's like about teaching really, but it's like, yeah, it's just, I mean, there's people like Carl Jung. I mean, I need to probably look more into that. Some argue that wasn't really a philosopher, but I think that he delved into that, but like I said, I don't really know too much of. I mean, there's people like Terence McKenna, who's like, he had this thing called the stoned ape theory, which is something I find quite interesting, but science will just kind of dismiss it and say that it's not proven or whatever, but it would be an interesting theory. I think that, does it explain some of like evolution and stuff of humanity? So we're talking about the whole male dominance hierarchy and how it could have lessened that or something, because there's something about the ego, that men oftentimes have a bigger ego, you could say, and a sense of, like more pride and more this whole thing of wanting to dominate. So this is when people talk about like toxic masculinity. It's like it's okay to want to become a leader and want to compete and things like that, but then people will take things too far and taking like the masculinity to a point where it's like you want to dominate over other people, you want to assert dominance. That's the way it gets to the point of like politicians and stuff like that. Is that why it's generally more men? Because in order to be a politician as a woman, you'd have to be a very masculine woman, I would say. Is that why they just generally don't tend to, I don't know, like, they're not going to be as assertive and as, I mean, of course, everyone's different, but like, but you see they're trying to get more women into like politics and stuff, into these more masculine roles.
more women lawyers, more women, doing these more, you could say, like, stereotypically quite masculine kind of roles, but these more like leadership type of roles, with as opposed to more about being cooperative. Because in the whole divine masculine and feminine, the men would be more like competitive and women be more like sort of cooperative. Now you could say that everyone should try and be more cooperative, and this is the thing of, like, I don't know, that there's this thing of like the stone ape theory and how people started to cooperate more. They stopped being so kind of destructive, and because when you might say competition, there might be some good things in like healthy competition, but then competition can go too far to where they're stepping on each other's toes. They're like tearing each other apart. If people worked together, they could actually be a lot more unified and stronger, I guess. Hello, engine aware. Okay. So basically, so this stone ape theory, I don't know whether there's any truth to it, but there's theory about how psychedelics might have led to, especially like DMT, they're saying how it might have led to less of this male dominance hierarchy, and might have led to more evolution of society. Don't get me wrong, I think there is something, that we should have the divine masculinity in society. There's some men that are going too far the other way, too feminine, in my opinion. There's a lot of these, like, what they call new males. They're very effeminate, and they haven't really got a backbone. A lot of them, they're just kind of very submissive, and they could also say that women shouldn't be too submissive, because that's also, I think that, like, you could say that, in terms of like the gender roles and all that kind of shit, and gender dynamics and whatever, that they're outdated and all that. But I do still think that naturally, like, people are going to be more inclined one way or the other. And in a relationship, there should be I think there should be some polarity there, like where they kind of like play off each other, where one of them is maybe a bit more submissive, the other one's a bit more dominant, if you will. But it's to when things get too extreme, that's when it can get toxic, because then someone can try and leverage over the other person. And what are you talking about? Private IP, what are you saying? The hell? Psilocybin, DMT. So we're just talking about how maybe it was something that could have been used to catalyze human evolution. That was Terence McKenna's theory on the stoned ape theory. That the apes took DMT and then it sort of like led to greater human evolution or something like that. Well, I don't know what to believe. Really, it's just, that's his theory. That was his theory. He's no longer with us. So yeah, but I think he wrote a book about it, actually. But am I a transhumanist? Not really. I mean, I was actually looking into, like, the idea of, like, human photosynthesis, which might sound really weird and out there, but yeah, I was looking at whether it could technically be possible. But the thing is, humans they expend a lot of energy, so I don't know if it would really be feasible, at least not to get like all your energy from that. Like, the only way that I think it would work is that we'd have to literally develop some kind of chloroplast or something in order to convert sunlight into energy. Hello, Icos, how you doing? So, yeah, I'm doing fine, thank you. How you doing? Have you been watching my latest videos, guys? I have been putting out long form videos, so yeah. But yeah, this idea of human photosynthesis or something, which, yeah, it sounds a bit ridiculous and all that, but yeah, I was looking at whether it could theoretically be possible. We'd literally have to have some kind of, I don't know, we don't have the chloroplasts to be able to do that, to convert sunlight into energy. But maybe in the future they'll have some way of basically like some system where that we end up, I don't know, like how it would ever work basically. Where we basically would absorb sunlight energy or somehow. Maybe in the future, who knows? Even if it meant that we could like supplement with it, but the problem is that even if we could do that, we would still need nutrients like vitamins and minerals. Like we couldn't actually like live off that. But I was thinking about whether we'd ever get to a point where we could have, say, like friggin' limbs that are like solar charged and they run off friggin' solar energy or something. Which sounds like, yeah, some crazy shit. Like we literally get to a point where could we theoretically, run without any organs whatsoever? I mean, it's all just done through like, basically like we just move with like bionic limbs and most of our, but then you could say, well, we would still need to have like a heart and whatever organs and stuff to try and transport nutrients to the brain and shit like that. So there's only so much to be able to do, really, but yeah, it would be crazy, and I don't know if like such a thing would ever be possible, but I think we just need to try and kind of, like when it comes to like food poverty, we should be looking at more things like actually things like algae, whatever you want to call it, and things like duckweed, stuff like that. These are things that can grow very, very fast. Like we could literally just, yeah, you could just probably like grow that. Like I've heard that it can multiply within days. Like, so however much you have one day, in days it's like literally multiple the times that it were. So it grows very, very fast, given the right circumstances. So yeah, so like, so people could probably get a lot of their nutritional needs just from that. Just from like taking in that stuff, they could, yeah, it's just, it has to be done in the right environment. Friggin' can be made into like a green juice or something, or a green smoothie. And you get a bunch of like nutrients like protein and vitamins and stuff like that in it, and minerals. It's going to be produced on such a wide scale. But we do get things like duckweed, or some call it water lentils actually, but they're not really in safe environments. There's a lot of toxins, it accumulates a lot of toxins in the wrong environments. So people do things like aquaponics, I think they call it, or something, where they grow it in like a lab or something. But yeah, it can be grown quite quickly, apparently. Yeah, I'm doing fine, thank you. How you doing? Yeah, not too bad. Just yeah, it's just like we could probably just yeah, just like I wouldn't say that we should survive entirely off that, but we could probably supplement quite a bit of our nutritional needs on that, and maybe some like kind of potatoes and some other stuff. Like I'm pretty sure like poverty is not that hard to solve. It's just well, yeah, thank you. Yeah, just I was thinking about coming over a weekend, but yeah, I'll have to try and sort something out. So I want to go over and just I could bring me busking stuff and show you guys over there. Try and get a few people down, but weather's just started raining now. It's supposed to be a bit warmer this weekend, but yeah. But yeah, it's just. But there's people out there that think that they can, live without eating or something. Well, usually those ones would probably end up just like I saw some channel like a while ago, and I think she actually passed away. Like she was talking about being on a breatharian journey, but then she was on day 11 of a fucking dry fast. I mean, 11 days almost she was on. I mean, that is insane. On a dry fast, there's no food or water. Don't know how she managed to do all that, but she apparently to look like she might have actually passed away pretty soon after that, because she was saying about having detox symptoms or something, and then but that could have been her organs failing, is what some people were saying, and she didn't post any more videos after that, so it's very weird. Hello Annie, how you doing? Hello Natasha, welcome back. Hello Lee Partridge. You guys know each other. It's like saying hi to Annie, but not what's going on. Do you guys know each other? All right, I don't know why he's saying hi to you then. Hello Bacon Money, how you doing? That's South Africa. But I mean, the closest that someone could do to breatharian, I believe, is just what they call liquidarian, where they just drink liquid. Well, I do think it's possible to get by if you drink a lot of like juices and smoothies and stuff. Like you can actually like replace meals with just, but I don't necessarily think that that is the best if you're always just doing that, because I think that you could end up, like if you never eat any solid food, then that could weaken your jaw and stuff. So, but it could be arguably easier on the digestive system by not having solid food. Yeah, so just like drinking instead of eating your calories. So I think that's what a lot of these so-called breatharians do, is they might not eat solid food, but they might just have like down a few smoothies, but they're usually quite skinny because they probably would have to drink quite a few to actually get significant calories. But you do need calories to live. It's just, yeah, we can't just survive without having some form of calories. So I remember there was this woman who claimed that she was this breatharian, but she just drank a bunch of juice or something. But that's where she was getting her calories from. Like she would say, "Oh no, it's not. It's just well, what's in juice? There's calories in there. Even in coconut water, there's calories. You know what I mean? There is there is calories in that, so that's how you'd be getting some of your calories from juice or smoothies or something. In fact, some smoothies have up to like 300, 400, maybe even 500 calories in them. So you could get, especially if it's like a liter, sometimes they'll have like 500 calories. You know, if it's got fruit in it and stuff like that, yeah, sometimes it can have, especially if it's got banana or something like that in it. Or some kind of, or if it's got like passion fruit or something like that. Yeah, passion fruit smoothies are good. Actually, passion fruits are quite high in nutrients. Yeah, probably one of the most nutritious fruits actually, but it's just they're a bit expensive though for what they are. It's just, yeah, I like fruit ones really, but I don't know. But it's a different type of sugar though. But I mean, it's some argue that when you make it into a smoothie, then it breaks down. I don't know. It's just I don't see anything wrong as long as you don't take out all the fiber. Like if you have ones that have high fiber, then it's still okay, I think. And if you're exercising and stuff, you actually want some kind of more fast releasing carbs, you know? Like I don't see anything wrong with that as long as it's not an empty calorie, but personally I quite like the taste of things like passion fruit and peach and stuff like that. Yeah. Anyway, so yeah, it would just. I think it's good for like a quicker release of energy. I think they found that fruit only takes about 20 minutes to digest, something like that. Like there's some foods take longer than others, but yeah, a lot of the nutrients you get from fruit can just go quite quickly into your system, but that's just the thing. It's like whereas starchy kind of foods they can take a bit longer, so they can end up just kind of making you feel a bit kind of stuffed a bit. So like the really stodgy kind of foods and stuff that are like, if you down a lot of that, like you down a lot of potatoes and stuff, that's not really going to be probably the best food to have before a workout. I wouldn't have thought. Down in a bunch of like potatoes, you know what I mean? There's certain foods for certain occasions, I guess, but I mean that like starchy stuff can be good for people on a diet because they're a good like source of fiber and also like slower carbs which have a higher thermic effect. So if you're trying to like lower the amount of calories, then higher thermic foods can help with that. No, proteins have the highest thermic index of around about 25%, something like that. But that's the thing is every food's got its own different what they call thermic index, which means how much calories it burns processing it. Protein is the highest. I believe fat is actually the least, or maybe actually sugar, possibly. Fat and sugar will be the least. Then like starches, like they take longer. And yeah. But yeah, if you're trying to like go do some run or something, you wouldn't want to fill yourself up on a bunch of like fucking starchy foods, would you necessarily? Like you tend to want something that's a little bit quicker release, maybe a banana or something like that. I'm all right, thank you. How you doing? But if you're diabetic, then that sort of stuff can be not a good idea. So it depends on your situation, really. But there's a lot of like carb demonization and stuff like that, saying carbs are bad. But it's this whole black and white kind of lack of nuance. I can't take people seriously if they just say such and such a thing is bad, but they don't give you the nuance of like, okay, it might be bad in these circumstances, but for everyone else it might be all right, sort of thing. You have to just try and sort of find what works for you, really. But some people might just not like have a sweet tooth, I guess, if that's what you mean. If less sugar, you're saying prefer vegetable smoothies or something. But I suppose it could be good to mix vegetables in. Like, for example, you could have like apple or pear or something like that, and then mix some like spinach in or something. Because if you mix it in, then you don't really notice it as much. You get these green smoothies where it's like a mixture of fruit and veg. It's like got either like usually some kind of leafy green or something like kale. Sometimes they have, or maybe they'll have parsley. Or so I think I had one that was like apple and parsley or something like that. But yeah, like I wouldn't want to have one that's just purely vegetables. That would just taste like ass. You know what I mean? Hello, Captain Spare. So has anyone checked out my videos recently? Because I have been posting videos, so I would appreciate it if people can go and check them out, because that's what I want to try and focus on more, is long form content. Yeah, I need to try and do more of that. What's that? Your boyfriend Diego broke up with you because he said, okay, what's going on here? Is this serious or something? Well, yeah, it's just a figure of speech, you know what I mean? It's don't literally mean like that, but yeah. Anyway, hello, Assis Benik. How you doing? Hope you're doing well. Let's see how the latest video's doing. See how many views it's on. Let's have a look. Oh, that's not good, Bob, is it? Yeah, that's not good at all, is it? 22 views, apparently. That's not too bad, is it? Yeah, it's hopefully they'll start pushing my videos out more. I'm trying to like, yeah, just work on videos and stuff. See if it starts to work out. Yeah. But I might need more like provocative titles or something, I don't know. Someone was saying about titles and how like I have something quite like you know, is World War III coming or something like that, or something like that, for example. It's best to look at other videos, see what works for them. Hello, business boy. Oh, really? You Jackman, on about Wolverine or something? Oh, that's not good, but Bob, is it?
you have to look and see what works for other people and then try to emulate that yourself. It's not always going to work out, but it's probably going to give you more odds of something working out if you take what someone else has done and then kind of put your own spin on it, basically. Because it can be hard to try and come up with something completely your own and then just kind of like a shot in the dark and then just kind of hoping for the best. But if you see what works for other people and you kind of just do it in your own way, then you probably have a better chance of actually for it to actually work for you. But there's a lot of luck to it though, because sometimes a video will pop off and you never expected it to. You just have to be consistent because then you're increasing your chances of something working. Just have to stick with it, basically. Hello, Caddy Escalade. How you doing? Hope you well. I might start up a new live, guys. I'll be back in a sec.